She had told a line at a passing falsehood, but a crafted piece of fiction designed to move an army, and it had worked. That knowledge changed her. But Martha Caldwell knew better than to trust stillness during a war. It often came just before something broke loose. If one part of her story didn't hold if they saw through the fog of her fiction. Wouldn't tea just be her house at risk? Not bold claims just enough to add weight to her story? She mentioned seeing smoke near the old church again. She described movement in the woods. Shadows, she said. Could have been deer. Could have been worse. It could be her life. There were rumors that the Union had begun hanging civilian informants. He took notes. Lies, she realized, were like threads. If one frayed, the whole thing could unravel. He thanked her for her cooperation. There were also Confederate partisans nearby who would turn on her just as quickly if they thought she was helping the Yankees. "You're very calm, ma'am," he said. "For someone living this close to danger." "I've already lost my husband to this war," she replied. "Fear won't bring him back. In a war like this, truth and loyalty were slippery things." Some said she was working for the Union. Others claimed she had Confederates hiding in her barn. Nobody knew for sure, and Martha gave them no reason to know. She kept to herself, just as she always had. But the truth was more complicated than either side imagined. She spent the early hours mending the fence behind the barn, her mind still racing. He asked fewer questions, but sharper ones. He pointed to her map on the kitchen wall and asked for details. She didn't know if more would come. She didn't know how long the story would hold. She did know this. The web she had begun spinning was growing, stretching across the valley, shaping the decisions of men in tents and on horseback, men who would never know her name. She had seen what the war had taken from both sides. She wasn't fighting for a flag. She was fighting for space, for breathing room, for survival. She made herself appear unsure enough to be believable, but not so unsure that she would be dismissed. Heavy, one of them had a cough. Sounded sick. How many men had she seen? What insignia did they wear? Direction had they come from? And that, for now, was enough. She had not merely protected her home. That same afternoon, a second Union group arrived. Smaller, just 2 officers and a guide. She knew the danger. The lead officer was older, quieter than the young Hayes. Martha answered carefully. She kept her tone level, even hesitant. "I didn't count, sir," she said.